The main elements of a resume are career objective, profile, educational qualification, technical qualification, professional experience, summary, employment history, core competency or area of expertise, personal information, contact information. Career objective. A career objective consists of a targeted statement that clearly states the type of job you are seeking. Good objectives are very specific. Objectives are optional. An objective will help your resume to clearly indicate the specific position for which you are applying. Career objectives should be simple, clear, and concise. It does not need to be a complete sentence. Usually a short, one-line phrase will do. You should take advantage of information from the job advertisement and use key words in your objective to cater to the job ad. Don't be wordy and don't add unnecessary information. A career objective example. To work with the design and development of new computer systems with a special interest in microprocessor application. Gain a high position in public opinion polling or consumer product market research using skills in survey design and statistical analysis. To obtain an entry-level position in marketing and finance. Some examples of career objectives are as follows. I see myself in a responsible position in the field of X because I like working with people and like to take responsibility. I am seeking a responsible job that requires my skills and knowledge in a company which I can identify with. It's important to me to deepen the international aspect of my work, so I hope to participate actively in international projects in 3 years. I want to expand my professional knowledge and skills. Profile. Profile is a summary of relevant skills, knowledge, and accomplishments. It's important that you should be specific. You should tailor this section to the job to which you're applying. If it is well written, this section can really help a potential employer to focus on your strengths. Think carefully about what you have to offer. In this section, you should outline the important stages and milestones in your professional life. 1999, education, School 1, School 2, highest school education. 2011, education, subject, name of university. Mention major subject. Elaborate on topics of relevant dissertations. 2012, internship at company in city. Activity. List and highlight qualifications and experience. 2015, work experience, tasks and activities. List and highlight tasks and activities, qualifications, and experience. Target 2020, company name, targeted activities. Education. In the education section of your resume, include details of the degrees achieved, expected date of completion if you have not finished, relevant coursework, and honors and awards placed under the appropriate degree. List the most recent education first. It's important to include the month and year of completion of the degree and the name of the university or college. Don't include high school unless this is your highest level of education. You might also consider placing your experience section first. To include details of education, follow the what, where, and when format. So, include details of what is your highest qualification, where did you get your degree or qualification from, and when, month, and year. You can include details of qualifications such as high school diploma, associate's degree, advanced associate's degree, bachelor's degree, master's degree, doctoral degree. Remember that you should everything and do not list course numbers. Professional experience. In this section, you should include details keeping in mind and thinking in terms of experience, not employment or work history. This section is the single most important place to sell yourself to a potential employer. Be sure to include internships and unpaid positions if they are relevant. Be concise in your descriptions of what you did. Do not use responsibilities included or duties were. Translate specialized skills and interests into everyday language. With so many to read, employers often browse through resumes looking for key job titles, specific skills, relevant qualifications. Always use keywords or phrases that clearly and briefly articulate your experiences. The skills you include on your resume should be connected to the skills required in the job you are seeking. Stick to the what, where, when format. The professional experience section of your resume should answer the following questions. What jobs did you have? What positions did you obtain? Which ones were the ones you felt most comfortable with? Is leading people or supervising projects one of your strengths? Do you have a clear objective in mind? What are your strengths regarding your career advancement? Do you love your job? A realistic assessment of your skills that are important for your career and the company you are applying to. What do you do best? What are you currently working? What have you achieved so far? What projects have you successfully completed in the past? When are you being asked for advice? Do you like to teach or instruct others? Do you like to organize? Why are you qualified for this position? Summary is a concise section about what you have to offer to a prospective employer in terms of experience, skills, results, interests, or your job objective. For example, 14 years of marketing experience, proven ability in building brands. Professional musician and drama coach, capable of staging plays and skits with experience of producing 20 school plays. The summary section of your resume should clearly give the employer the answer to the question, why do I fit into your organization? Some of the aspects that you can cover in the summary are my expertise, my skills, my knowledge, my properties, my motivation, placeholder. Here's a tip. Summarize why exactly your personality profile concurs with the company. Employment history. You should list the details of the various employments that you held in reverse chronological order. So, the current or recent employer should be listed first. You should also divide the relevant experience with work history as per the job role in each employment. There are 6 components that should be included in this section for each employment held. Job title, name of employer, location, start and end date of employment period, month, year format, unaccountable gap employment history, description. Core competency or area of expertise. This is the section where you can mention details of your area of expertise. You can use this section to highlight your main skills and the level of expertise that you hold in each specific skill that you have. For example, Java professional with 12 years of extensive experience in Java platform. Personal information. The personal information section should include only basic personal information, such as the languages you know, your address, marital status, etc. Contact information. In this section, include the following details. Name, largest font, address, city and state, spell out state, telephone number, mobile number, email address. Other elements of a resume. Apart from the main elements mentioned earlier, a resume may also contain certain other sections depending upon the job that you are applying to, your accomplishments, affiliations, etc. These sections are optional, and a person may choose to either include or exclude these sections depending on one's discretion. Some of the other possible sections that may be included in a resume are related skills, computer skills, volunteer work, strengths and weaknesses, relevant coursework for fresher, activities, languages, hobbies and interests, achievements, publications or presentations, affiliations, research experience, related experience, workshops or trainings, references. Related skills. Always make sure that you include related skills in your resume that may not be a core competency but are useful for being a good professional. These related skills help you become more special than the other applicants with the same competency. Some of the related skills are persevering, resilient, honest, assertive, emotional, patient, self-confident, able to take criticism. Initiative, customer-oriented, independently working, communicative skills, resilience and critical faculties, high-quality standards, willingness to learn, team player, further skills, organizational strength. Computer skills. Mention the computer or IT-related skills that you possess in your resume. You can also mention the level of expertise you possess in each of these skills. Some of the computer or IT skills are Microsoft Outlook, Excel 2010, PowerPoint 2010, Word 2010, Microsoft Project 2003 or 2010, Microsoft Visio 2003, 2007, 2010, Lotus Notes. Volunteer work. In this section, you should mention details of any volunteer work that you have done. However, make sure that you include details of volunteer work only which is relevant to the job and which helps you portray any skill or capability to do the job that you are applying for. For example, while applying to an NGO for a job, you should mention the various volunteer work or charity work that you may have been involved in. Strengths and weaknesses. The Strengths and Weaknesses section should answer the following questions about you in your resume. Strengths. In what areas am I considered an expert? In which subjects do my colleagues often ask for advice? What do my colleagues appreciate about me? Projects I am often used for. Weaknesses. Do you lack practical experience? Which activities are not your best properties? Determine your job-relevant strengths and weaknesses. You can assess your strengths and weaknesses yourself by inserting the personal characteristics and then rating them. Here's a tip. Whether something is considered strength or a weakness always depends on the advertised position. Therefore, always remember to ask yourself, strength or weakness, in which field under which circumstances. Strengths. Some of the examples of professional strengths to use in your resume are as follows. Strong personality, punctual, exact, creative, enthusiastic, self-motivated, stress-tolerant. Weaknesses. Some of the examples of professional weaknesses to use in your resume are regional inflexible, like to take charge, I am talkative. Here's a tip. The mentioned weaknesses could ideally be interpreted as a strength. Languages. Mention the various languages that you know in your resume. You can also mention the level of proficiency you possess in each of the languages. An example of languages together with the proficiency mentioned are as follows. English, mother tongue, Spanish, extensible knowledge base, French, fluent in spoken and written, German, expandable, good basic knowledge. Relevant coursework optional. This section should be included in the resume only if you are a new graduate or current student and have no work experience. This lets the employer know which courses you have already completed that are suitable to the job you are applying for. Do not list every course, only relevant courses to portray specific skills. For example, education, Master of Business Administration in Finance, GPA 3.77 out of 4, July 2005, XXX University, Chicago, Illinois. Relevant coursework, Financial Modeling, Advanced Corporate Finance, Financial Statement Analysis, Advanced Portfolio Management, Financial Risk Management, Derivatives, Fixed Income Security, Financial Institution Management, Mergers and Acquisitions, Finance Projects, Financial Statement Analysis Project for Globus Inc., Investment Analysis Project for JJJJJ Financial Institutions. Activities. In the Activities section, you should include any relevant activities and honors that you could discuss with your prospective employer or that have given you valuable experience or skills. In case of fresh graduates or students, you can include your co-curricular activities in this section. Hobbies and interests. You can also choose to mention your hobbies and interests in your resume. However, keep in mind that the hobbies you mention should be related to and helpful in some way to the position that you are applying for. An example of some hobbies are sportive hobby, maybe team sports, golf, soccer, etc. Creative hobby, writing, music, photography. Social hobby, go to the movies. Networking, social, political, or voluntary work. Municipal, volunteer fire department. Here's a tip. Generally only mention hobbies that are in any way related to the desired position. You can mention hobbies that have in one way or the other enhanced you as a professional and also helped you build your strengths or overcome your weaknesses. An example of hobbies are team sports such as soccer or volleyball, photographing or cooking, running, networking or internet, personal commitment around my environment. Here's a tip. Write something about your hobbies if they have helped you to find out about your strengths and weaknesses. Publications or presentations. In this section, you should mention any important presentations that you have done on a reputed platform, such as in seminars, webinars, etc. You could also mention any publications that you have, such as a book, white paper, published case studies, and reports, etc. Affiliations. In the Affiliations section, you should mention if you are affiliated to any professional groups or institutions. It's important that you mention only professional affiliations and not personal ones, such as a library membership or club membership. For example, a chartered accountant could mention in this section about their affiliation to the Board of Chartered Accountants or any other such professional institution. Related experience. You should always include related experience in your resume that may not be a core job-related experience. Include related experience that helped you become more competent, gain new skills, and helped you reach newer heights. You can include any training or study that helped expand your knowledge and expertise. Some of the related skills are study, specialization, special trainings, internships at reputed companies, further education, advanced studies, stays abroad, projects involving cross-culture interactions, management, and environment. Workshops. In this section, you should mention any important workshops that you have attended during studies or your professional life, which helped you to gain any useful skills. You should mention only these workshops that helped improve your skills as a professional. For example, you could mention a workshop attended on time management if you are applying for a job as a manager. Certifications or trainings. In this section, include details of any certifications or trainings that you have undergone. The certifications or trainings that should be relevant to the job you are applying for or should be such that they have enhanced your skills as a professional. Remember to stick to the what, where, when format. Certifications or trainings. Hence, you could include details of the following in this section: certified training, vocational training, technical certifications, teaching certification, other certificates indicating educational training. References. The references should be readily available when requested by the prospective employer. Create a list of references on a separate page. Ask the permission of references before giving their names and number, and if they are willing to give a reference to you. Use professional information, not personal. List names of the person, title, organization, address, and contact information. The references must be listed on a separate document using the same header on the resume. Do not send the references document to employer unless they request it. You should list between 3 to 5 references. The references mentioned by you should be individuals with direct knowledge of your job abilities, or in case of a fresher or graduate, a professor of main subjects. 3 W questions. Prior to creating your resume, answer these 3 basic questions. The answers will help you to successfully create your resume. Who am I? Present a brief profile about yourself in which you describe your current and past professional situation. What can I do? Some positions of your working life and mention skills, qualities, and competencies which could be essential for the applied position. Emphasize professional strengths with examples. What are my goals? Explain your motives and goals that led to the application and state what you expect from the new task.